Okay, am I live again? I think I'm alive or alive, I don't know. And I don't know what the heck happened, but what I do know is it shut off after 30 seconds, and I did see it. So fortunately I seen it, I wasn't in there, but I don't know why it did that. Anyway, here's the deal. We're gonna carve this log into an eagle. We're gonna make it an eagle for my buddy Chad down in Louisiana. We're gonna hang this up in an oak tree behind this house. So I'm gonna carve this dude. We're gonna start out with the Stihl 029 chainsaw, shape this baby out, the easy shape, get that dug out, and then we'll go to little bars on the smaller chainsaws, the Stihl MS120 or 170 and the 171 to cut down a little bit more. But we'll start by cutting the side out. We're gonna get him thin, and then I may have to drill him to keep him to stay in the spot. I won't right now, but anyway, are we working now? I don't know. It's as soon as it come on, it went off. Hey, Billy Shoemate, I appreciate you hanging out through the technical difficulty, my man. Heck yeah. All right, anyway, hit the like if you haven't already. I'm going to get a saw running. We'll go from there. Who knows? They may make it semi-private now. It's just, sometimes this electronic stuff, I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Hey, so I did sharpen this yesterday. I don't know. We'll see. For that thing, I'll tell you what, 50 gauge chain, and that chain's wore out anyway. I was sharpening it yesterday, but I mean, like, the teeth are like half size. I mean, they're pretty small. But that said, heck, I don't even know if they're half size anymore. Here, I'll show you. I mean, look, I'm sorry I'm so cheap. I keep running it. Look how small them are. I mean, you know, I mean, if you're If you had those small teeth on a fork, you'd throw it away. I don't know. If you had those small teeth on a fork, you'd have to be some kind of animal. You're eating a fork, right? Okay, anyway, let me take this off to the side. That'll become something eventually. This here is already carved. If you look, this is a really nice carving. I can sell it to you, $39.95 plus shipping and handling. The shipping would probably be about $160. So if you're interested, let me know. All right, let me get out here. Carving bar, carving saw, something like that. This is my mini-me. Okay, all right. Get this thing going. Should I move up? Now that it, the piece of wood shrank considerably, didn't it? Here, let me move that up a little bit. Turn that. Okay. You guys happy? Okay. I don't care. All right. What's up, Kevin Dorica? Let's see who else we got in there. Billy Shoemate. All right. Heck yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to read that. What's that say? Heck, I can't. Young guy can. I can't read it. I'm sorry. Anyway, let me get something done here. Get this saw going. Man, this thing here feels like somebody put grease in the pull string. Come on, you old man. All right, so I'm going to start digging out the basic shape. You guys hit the like button. Side of this is tapered, and I got to be careful not to cut it too small, or I'll end up with a short neck snow goose. I don't know. Looks like an eagle already. Case closed, right? No. All right, I'll keep right on going. One thing you can't see is the beak back here, a piece chipped out of it. And I just said, the heck with it. I could fill that in with wood filler after the fact, like tonight. But if the beak, that's why I went ahead and went with the beak, worked on it more, because if more of that chipped off, I'd have to quit, pick another piece. And I mean, it just is what it is. If it happens, it happens. But it didn't. So, well, so far, let's not get too far ahead. Now, something else I'm going to have to do is cut the back down, and that's going to be kind of boring for you guys, but I'm going to do it just because I need to get my shape, get my head figured out, my slope and all that. Idea. I can dig my head and my wings out a little bit better now. I got that chunk out. Well, it is what it is. I mean, I suck at this. I'm just doing the best I can. I hope you guys hit the like button. If you had a heart at all, you would. Hey, Steve, what's going on? Old Pat Fabrication. John, glad to see you guys. Heck yeah, glad to have y'all in here. Woohoo! Y'all want to check somebody out and make some pretty cool stuff? Check out My Honey's Handmade. I like Steve. He does awesome, buildable, sellable, cool stuff, and he teaches you how to do it so you can do it too. Bald eagle, Barry the bald eagle. Why are we going to name him Barry the bald eagle? I don't know. I mean, but anyway, that's his name. Barry, I'd like you to meet the YouTube audience. What did you like to say? What? Man, he's awful quiet today. I can't hear him. I mean, I know I need hearing aids, but come on, you got a really quiet voice. I try to be, pretty positive, and I'd say the only thing worse than a quiet eagle would be like a pizza that gave you diarrhea or something, but I don't know. Yeah, it did. Apparently it wasn't full to begin with. I guess. No shock from me. I forget to fuel up my... You know what? I got one even worse for you. It just dawned on me. I got to make fuel. All right, so do you have any fuel in you? Before I at least make some, let's get some work done. We could do with this. I'll show you guys how I do it. Don't make it right. This is a 171, MS171 with a 12-inch Chinese bar on it that came on a electric, little Chinese saw I have, electric saw. When I had it, I put a carving bar on that little Chinese saw. rough it is. Get it rough. She likes it rough. Let's see what we got here. Heck yeah, look at all them thumbs up. Hey, Heidi, what's going on? Hi, Daniel. Glad to see you. All right. what? That chain's sharp as could be, but it's a kickback machine, ain't it? Kick, 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 kick. That's all the way back. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good time. Hit the like button. We'll keep working on this eagle. Basic wing shape. Just basic. Duck I've ever met. Wait a minute, that's the wrong live stream. I'm sorry. I'm on an eagle, ain't I? I think it's eagle. It could be a barracuda or a 6-string guitar. I'm not sure. Hey, Dave Collier, Rhinestone Suzanne, what do you know? Cool to know that's going to be hanging in a tree in an old dead oak. Well, it's not dead, but an old oak tree in southwest Louisiana by Sunday. You know, be hanging in that tree. Well, I mean, it might be Monday or Tuesday before we actually hang it, but we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dig out the sides around the tail now. Cut that out. I say that thinking about going to southwest Louisiana this week. It's like, I don't know, 17, 18 where I'm at right now, and it's 70 there, so that'll be a nice change. But I do like cold weather. I'm not gonna lie. It's getting harder as I get older, but I do like it. to get that done. I want some space in between the piece of, you know, tree, limb, whatever you want to call it, that the bird's sitting on, and the tail, you know, so the tail kind of stands out if you walk around it. He's looking like a bird of prey. I don't know if he preys that much, but he looks like a bird of prey. I don't know. Let's turn him back around and finish this, digging this front down. And it's just a basic eagle. It's not going to get too carried away with him. Not a lot of detail. But some, you know, some here, some there. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't hit the like button already, be sure and hit it. And consider subscribing. We like doing stuff like this. Apparently you like watching. We're a good team. Think we should give him 2 legs or just one big leg with 2 feet on it? I don't know. It's just a thought, you know what I mean? great to make fuel. Let me show you guys how the cheapskate old timer trying to save some money makes fuel. Two cycle fuel. This is how I do it. I got an old can, 2.6 ounces, makes a gallon of 50 to 1 oil. We're going to make a gallon of fuel. So here we go. This is premium outboard multi-purpose. It's better than typical 2-cycle oil anyway. Outboard, you know, it's got its own spec that's higher than like what you'd use in your weed whacker or whatever. Multi-purpose 2-cycle oil. Okay, this takes 2.6 ounces to make a gallon of oil. We're making about 1 gallon and 6 ounces. So I know from experience that the 2.6 comes up to just at the top of this line. So I just go a touch over that when I fill this thing up. And yeah, you could use a funnel and stuff, but I'm in a hurry. You know, I should have had this done, and I forgot all about running out of fuel yesterday. And I can see it hits that line just a little bit more than that. Okay, that's what we got. Now, these things are what? $2 a piece, $3 a piece. This here, I can't even tell you how many gallons I can make with a gallon of 2-cycle oil. And it's better oil than that thing there. And probably saving $100 over the course of a gallon of this oil, I'd say, in those little 2 cycles. Because those little 2 cycles are $2 to $3 a piece. So, you know, basic, same old, open up a gas can. I mean, you guys have done this before. And if you haven't done this before, get outside. Okay, all right, let's so don't tell me what to do, fat guy. Well, the eagle bites your head off. All right, man, you guys are so vicious. All right, let's see what we got here. Hey, John, Michael S., super fan, baby kisses. Heck yeah, glad to see you guys in there. What is this, Everest? Hey, how's it going? All right. Anyhow, so a little bit of oil and a little bit of oil is followed by a little bit of gas. The moral of the story is don't eat fried food or you'll have a lot of gas. Okay, all right, let's see. Somebody's probably going, well, that's not true, sir. Okay, hey, not everything you hear on the internet is true. Didn't your mama tell you that? Okay, if she didn't, shame on her. Anyway, so put some gas in there. And, yeah, I know somebody's going, well, that's voodoo mix right there. That's an exact science. It's close enough for me. And I don't know, you know, probably a couple 100 gallons now. I've been making it that way. And I haven't had a chainsaw blow up. The only time I've had a chainsaw blow up was when I got in a hurry and put straight gas in it. God, I didn't put the oil in it. You know, that was 2 years ago. I did that. And if you've never, no, that was 3 years ago. And if you've never done that before, you probably don't have ADHD either. So, you know, so sometimes we get in a hurry. It's just life. All right, let me get this little saw out. This is me little mule. She does a lot. She's kind of thick in the middle. Not too bad. Not too good either. Let's see. All right. Yeah. You know, you put a 10-inch bar on an MS170, it starts to look like Kim Kardashian. I don't know. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean, all right. Well, I mean, I guess that's in all in perspective. It's your gearhead. It might be kind of hot. I don't know. Anyhow, fill that thing up. Make sure to spill fuel. Care about the environment. Very important. Put some oil in this baby because we want our bar to be slick. Oh, I like being lubed up. It's so wonderful. Okay, let's get it. And it's empty too. I'll tell you what. We about got her. Okay. I always overfill it. And look how thick that is because it's cold. You know, when it's in the teens especially, it's thick. But somehow it still makes it to the bar. Yeah. Okay, put that back up. There it goes. And sorry about that. You know, little technical difficulty. Got to take a little break there. And, you know, like 700 people just watched me make fuel. I'm a scientist now. I'll be there. Okay, all right. Who'da knew? Let's get back at making her eagle. Hey, don't be making that sound. But I'm a chainsaw. Ain't that what I'm supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to start. How about that? You might have flooded. I don't know. Nope, that's not the case. There we go. Which leads to the next story. Don't run your saws out of fuel. Like I do all the time. He's good now. I gotta take his coat off though. I got hot. Let me do that real quick. I'm sorry to slow things down. I know, nobody wants to see that. Okay. Oh yeah. Take my coat off. I'm dead sexy. No, just kidding. Okay. You're a crap. You guys remember that guy? Yeah. From Austin Powers and the Spy Who Shagged Me or something like that, or Who, What, whatever. Okay. I finally got my act together. Whew. Wish I could catch my breath. It's just par for the course of being a fat guy. If you guys see my thumbnail, if you haven't seen the thumbnail for this video, you got to see it. ChatGPT. I don't really like that idea of AI, but it made me a pretty funny thumbnail. This guy Gary the Attack Partman. I don't know. I just know I'm having fun making him. Hopefully you guys are hitting the like button, subscribing, all that good stuff. Who have we got in there? Hey, Electric Whittler, very awesome carver. Check him out. Hi, Jay Freeze Boston. Glad to see you in there, my man. Heck yeah. All right, I'll keep right on going. I'm going to start working on the head detail now. And it's kind of a little wonky because of the piece I chose. But we're just going to go with it. I think it'll be okay. I'm worried about the beak, so I'm going to be very cautious because there's already a piece chipped out of the back of it. Try to do it the other side. And the irony of that is the way the head is, the way I chose that piece I chose, I don't have the same ability to work with it. There's like a piece here that's kind of lower it needs to be. I'm just going to go with it and do the best I can. That chip occurred very early, and I thought, well, I can fill that. That's enough. I can fill it. It's not too bad. It's not too good. It's somewhere in the middle. We can work with it, if that makes sense. Let's see what all we got here. Hi, Bernard. Glad to see you. Daston Shaker Boy. Hey, heck yeah. Jay Freeze Boston. Yeah, Fordham. Yeah, could be. Yeah, take shape that nose. Yeah, you're right. And I could take him in there, and I have a flex shaft table set up, but that's all chainsaw carving. Just get it done best I can. This is basic. I'm giving it away, and we're going to hang it in a tree. Spot in the head right there. I'm just going to go with it. And I'll use my man paws, give him an eye. Actually, I could probably... some wing detail. I got to unblock these, kind of curve them out, curve those down. But I'd start with that, and then we'll start putting some. guys think? Am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong? working out? Heck yeah. I mean, and hey, my voodoo way of making fuel or whatever you want to call it, it seemed to work out. Hey, Matthew, what's going on? Heck yeah, another awesome carver. Happy curmudgeon carving. Anyway, my voodoo way of making fuel seems to work out, and it just hit me. Maybe I should start my own 2-cycle fuel company and call it Bear's Voodoo Way of Making Fuel Company or something. I don't know. That's kind of gay. Anyway. Start that same wing process on this side. And see what I mean? That's like the side of his head. It was just the way that piece of wood was. And bottom line, I probably should have used a different piece of wood. But this is what we got. And that piece right there where it's missing out of there, I don't know how much more. I'll take a chainsaw in here because I'm afraid I'll chip some more out. But I'll probably take it in there a little bit just to bring that out. But I mean, it's going to head. But anyway, this side's going to look good. That's the side it's going to be facing where you can see it anyway. This is the back. Probably nobody's ever going to see it. I don't know why I'm even doing so much detail, but it is what it is. We'll do it anyway. But I got to do that wing detail very similar to how I just did that side. I'll try to do my best to imitate it, even though that's going to be kind of hard. I don't know. wrong. You know, the angle and all that might be cutting the wrong way. But here's the deal. Even if it's wrong, if it's consistent, nobody will ever notice. Skip, Jack, Cindy, hey, how's it going? Check out, man. She caught some giant catfish. And her boyfriend, Travis, they make some pretty neat stuff. He's been making like some resin stuff and scary faces and things like that to scare me to death. But anyway, they're a pretty funny couple. Check them out. Do it the same. That way, if it's wrong, nobody notices. At least you're consistent. But you know, I mean, sometimes, especially if you're a man, just ask a woman. You're consistently wrong. You'll find out. Just ask them. They'll tell you. And they won't even charge you to tell you. That's great. Some more fuel in this thing so we don't run out. At least this time it'll start easier that way, you know. It might suck a little air, but it'll be okay. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing pretty good. I told you guys I'd see you next year, and yesterday, and I was telling the truth. So if I didn't see you, you at least seen me. There was some level of honesty that can be found in that, correct? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, man, I tripped. I survived. Don't get excited. I survived. Don't call the insurance man and the lawyer yet. Nobody to sue but myself. I can't believe that guy. Speaking of which, when it comes to chainsaw artistry and people using power tools to create things, there's something that we like to let people know it's very important that we share this with you. And we're going to share this with you today. Just it's for your protection, you know. And we don't want anybody to miss out on this really important little detail. And that is, my friends, chainsaws should never be used by anybody for any reason whatsoever, including but not limited to making chainsaw carvings or cutting wood. Unless you're in Russia, you can put the brake on and go like this because you ain't got no fuel anyway, or electricity I hear right now. All right, let's get back at it, guys. look too bad. We can start giving this guy some eye detail and stuff like that. You're gonna have a good time with him. Let's see. Is that too big for like an outer? Nah, that's about right actually. That'd be the outer eye. Well, I probably better I'll just sand the whole thing down first. Let's just do that. We're not gonna worry too much about like this base. I'll just burn it because we want it to match the tree anyway somewhat. So I'll just burn it. It's not gonna be that good. I mean, it's not a fancy eagle. It's a giveaway item. You know, we're gonna end up giving this thing away anyway, so I wasn't too worried about it. So it doesn't have to be too splendid. Hey, and I don't know how things are gonna go because it's pretty cold out here. But if the live goes off because my battery went dead, I will notice. Just get up. Hey, I'll be daggone. Right when I said it, I just happened to look at it and it did. It started to go to the hopefully it's 20% left. That'll give me a few minutes before it gets to 10. And anyway, we try to get as much detail as we can done beforehand. Let me see, where's my mask guy? I can always put on, I got these little COVID masks. I call them COVID masks. I got these out here. I can always put one of these on. And yeah, just save time. Seeing us be down. I don't need the headphones anymore into that much. Heck yeah. I love them pro hearers. Man, them things are awesome. I can sit out here, listen to music, you know, whatever I want to do, make stuff. Don't have to worry too much about it. Let's sand that beak down, clean him up a little bit. And actually the beak is the biggest thing. Try it, because I'm not too worried about the feet even. Like I said, I'm giving it away. So it's not like it has to be too fancy. It's going to hang up on a tree and look good from a distance. It's just gotta look good from a distance. Kind of like Barbara Streisand with a bag over her head. You know, not too bad. It was a good looking bag until you got close enough to it to realize that it was a Walmart bag. Alright, so really that's all the sanding I can give. that's pretty good. That's really all sanding was going to do. It's like the log, we're going to just burn the excess off the log, kind of smooth it out. And so it kind of blends in. It's going to be screwed in top of a tree about 14 foot high. And I don't know by who, because I'm afraid of heights. No, I'm just kidding. I'll do it. I don't care. Okay, that's the first eye. We're going to give them an inner eye, too. Right back there. Okay, let's put this burr over. Find the tools to do it. Actually, I think I can lose this mask now. COVID mask. I can lose the COVID mask. Hello, everybody. I would like to explain to you something about the tools. And that's that I don't know how to use them. I just kind of play. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, anyhow. Get back to that tomfoolery. I'm going to call your mom and tell her to put you in prison. Okay. There we go. Okay. We're going to go with the little burr. Named Bill. Bill the little burr. And then there's Bill the big burr. And then there's Bob the builder. I don't know. All right, you got two eyes. Inner eye, outer eye. Almost like taxidermy. Get the top. It's like taxidermy, except for it don't smell as bad. And you don't get an occasional flesh squirted in your face, right? Okay, so nostril and the mouth line. Okay, let's do that. Pull burr through. And realistically, this thing, I can take it in the house, dry it some, paint it tonight, everything. Got to be painted tonight so it can clear coat tomorrow, so it can be in the truck Saturday. And it's a fairly dry piece of wood. Okay, I'll say this dude's ready to burn. Burn, baby, burn. I got a lighter in my pocket, I hope. See, you can't see me like I do. And then I got to keep an eye on that thing because it's going to get down to 10. Hopefully that wasn't 10. It just shuts off on me, but I don't think so. But using all this, using Prism uses a lot of battery. I could come out here and live stream for 3 hours on the same battery, no problem. But when you use Prism, you got to plug it in. And the issue I had earlier, I can't help but think that had something to do with I had it plugged in. I don't know. that's pretty well burnt. I mean, it took all the wood chips off of it. I mean, there's nothing hanging off of it. I love this turbo torch. That is the way to go. Let's see. Definitely gets the job done. So at this point, I got, I need to fill that beak in and paint it. And I'll tell you what, while I'm just standing here looking at you guys, you're looking at me, I'm looking at you, we don't know what the heck else to do. I'm going to paint that body. What the heck? Let's see how it's going. Hey, Heidi Shoop. Heck yeah, one of my favorite friends. What's going on? Glad to see you. And I seen you out there driving around yesterday. I hit the like button, but I wasn't going to try to talk to you. I didn't want you to crash. Okay, heck yeah. All right, let's give this guy some brown. You know, if it's brown, it's down like deer, right? Okay. She's out there driving around. Okay. I have some errands to run, Bear. Yeah, I understand. I don't blame you. I talk and drive on the phone and take pictures, and I don't even look at the road. That's the problem. I look at the road just enough to generally not running into anything, and that don't mean I won't. I like to sightsee. You know, I like to see what I'm driving by, you know. I know everybody else says, well, you know, it would make sense if you wanted to see what you're about to hit because you're not looking. And I get that. Yeah, I understand. But, you know, I'm a sightseer, I guess, a little bit, maybe, a little bit. I like to see things at 70, 80 mile an hour. You know, I take in a lot more if I'm going pretty fast, you know, especially 90, 95. Seems like your brain processes things a little better. Hey, was that a deer? That's why people have seen Bigfoot, because they drive too fast, you know. Otherwise, they'd realize it's just some fat guy hanging in a tree, you know, whatever. Anyhow. Hey, ain't that looking brown? I'm gonna name him Dudley. Dudley too much. Dudley too little. Alright, get the other side. I know everything. You just carve it. You know it's probably wet inside. But look, it's gonna crack in half. And that intense southern sun. Anyway. So, what the heck? I mean maybe. But it's Scott. Scott's cracked. But here's the other thing. You know, Hurricane Laura decides to do a rewind, like do what she did. So this is going to be, it really tore up places like Holly Beach and Hackberry and different places like that. Really tore them up when Laura come up through there. And this is where this guy's going to be. And, you know, a couple of years from now, he's going to be singing, I was born in the rain on a Ponce train. You wasn't born in the rain on a Ponce train, you fool. You was born in the Hocking Hills of Ohio. Loser, shut up. Tell the truth. Okay, there we go. Stupid bird. All right, I think that brown looks good. I'm just trying to make sure it's good and coated, so I don't have to come back. Trying to get stuff done. Is what it is. Hey, we blanked out. We knew it was coming. We knew we were going to hit that 20%. So does it blank out? Because like on YouTube, whenever your battery light will come on, your screen will go black. Did it just black out? Let's see. I need an answer. Let me know. Yeah, I could be flying back home in the next hurricane. No doubt, buddy. Oh, yeah, it was messed up down there. It's still, Susie, that was what, 2020? There's metal out in fields and all that in the cattle fields. It's everywhere. They never did clean it up. Let's see, 8 away from 300. Hey, heck yeah. Hey, we live real close to that. Baby Kisses, that's where the lodge I've been going to. That's where we sold that cane the other day, is Hocking Hills State Park. Heck yeah. Hey, yeah, 8 away from 300 likes. Hey, what the heck? Give me some likes. I got to shut this off soon. My battery's getting low. Yeah. Can I get, and now here's the thing, guys. I can't see the likes. All I can see is how many people are watching. So y'all have to let me know. How many we got? If it's 299, I'll click the last one and we'll have our 300. How about that? Whenever I get off, I'll click it myself. How about that? But I'll hand paint the white on there so that it doesn't get in the brown. Let's get out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's good. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good. It's good. It's bad. Bad is good. Actually, that's how the world is right now, sadly. They think that what's bad is good and what's good is bad. The Bible said it'd be like that. That's okay. Not judging. you know. All right, now I might as well fill this crack in. I got this. That's something I can do too. But anyway, how we doing on the like streams? Let's see. Let's go. 294. Yeah. 6 to go. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't like me either. Let's see. But it's been a while since we've had a, live stream with a good, man, that's frozen. That ain't going to work. Huh. I might have to bondo it. Now that I can do. Do you guys want to see bondo? I can do it, but I'm going to have to plug that phone in. It's going to take a minute. That stuff's frozen. I can bondo that and paint it 20 minutes later. I mean, it's good and hard and ready to go, even in these conditions. But it takes a second. Mix it up. And you guys probably laugh at my ways of mixing it up. I don't know what's going to happen. I plugged this phone in. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that's what happened with my video earlier. So, hey, 3 more. Heck yeah. I'm going to plug this thing in, and it might go out. I don't know. If the lights go out in Georgia, you guys will be saying, I wonder if he realizes it. Yeah, I do. Okay. I don't know if it's charging or not. We're going to find out. Let me set that back in there, and then somebody can start singing. All right, let me go get some bondo. We'll put some bondo in. Keep that out all right. It works, I can tell you that. Oh. Okay. What's this open here? That'll look great. Here it is. So, right up front, I learned this trick from the best live stream chainsaw carver in the world, Creation Dust 777. He showed me how to do this. Actually, he showed me, Michael S., and Susie Q all at the same time how to do this. And I don't know if they remember, but I do. Okay, let's see. Although I'm probably going to do it wrong. And it just works really well to fill this hole. I'll take that's going to be a good glob. I know. He's using, look at the tools I'm using. I'm using a stick and a cam bondo. I don't care. Let's see, if you don't care, I don't care. I don't care if you care. How about that? Oh, yeah, man, why you gotta be sassy? I don't like on the dirt. Oh, okay, continue. All right. Put a little bit of hardener and a little bit. I'm telling you, a little bit is a little bit. A little bit of that blue. Okay, that's probably too much, actually. I don't know. Let me set it over here. Yeah, it's going to get hard quick. Anyway, mix that up. And the guys be going out to Home Depot and, oh man, I got to get some of that. Yeah, fix my car. Yeah, I guess. You can do that. It's starting to get hard already. See, it turned gray a little bit. Blue, gray, blue. And mix in there. It ain't got to be great, but it's got to be mixed. And it ain't hard to mix. I'll be able to sand that in 15, 20 minutes. Clean it up. That's what's nice about it. Even in these cold weather, it dries pretty quick. Mix that up. Okay. All right, so let's fill that hole. It's going to look like crap until sanded. I can smooth it out a little bit. But that was definitely enough or more. But it just amazes me what you can do with this crap. And with this knowledge, you know, you learn how to do that. Okay, let's see if I can find something smoother to kind of clean that, brush that off, because that stick, here I use this pencil. The stick is wanting to clean it. Yeah, that ain't bad. Yeah, I filled a hole, and that's it. So that's how you fix chainsaw carving. And it was Creation Dust 777 that showed me that. And I mean, he is the best of the best. You know, I mean, if anybody watches him live stream, and what he can create in 3 hours is just absolutely amazing. You know, you're watching a professional chainsaw carver without a doubt. And he knows a lot of tricks. And it's nice I got to share that because, you know, we got shared that because people don't typically share their tricks of the trade, you know. It is what it is. But it looks pretty good. We'll let that dry. About 20 minutes. I'll come back out here and sand it again. So, hey, we know. I don't know if the phone's charging or not. So we better wrap it up. That's going to be Chad's Eagle. We're going to hang that thing up in Hackberry, Louisiana. It's going to be hanging out of an old red oak tree there. So let's see what we got here. All right. Heck yeah. Best of the best. Let's see. Did he post it? Heck yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where they're at. I'll leave them alone. Hey, 303. Awesome. Good deal. Yeah, I don't know where they're at. They're probably living off-grid life for a while and enjoying it. Can't blame them if that's what they want to do, you know. Heck yeah, look at that. I like that. I don't know if you guys can see what the emojis look like on this, if it looks different to you guys too, like it does to me using Prism, but they really, really look cool and expanded. Heck yeah. But anyway, that's what we know. Tomorrow night. Yeah, we'll carve tomorrow night. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow night. We'll be Dremel carving though. Probably be a little slower action, just letting you know up front. But that is the plan. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We've been on here for 1 hour and 40 minutes. We never run on a low battery. So yeah, they're on a long extended vacation, and I think they're kind of living off grid. Maybe that's what they go along. I can't wait to see that video series they're coming out with. That's going to be pretty cool. If you guys haven't seen their trailer, Creation Dust 777 carving their way to Florida trailer, check that out. It's really, really cool. All right, guys. Hey, that's what I got. We'll catch y'all tomorrow night. Come back when you can stay later, you schmucks.